Hello, we're going to just do a speedy session here, 15 minutes of speedy troubleshooting on your business woes. Okay, Big Shot Wine Country says, having to make my first course perfect and wondering if I'm doing it right. So let's talk about what is your course. Let's start there because I love to brainstorm and I love to help you with your packaging, your positioning, and your taglines, headlines, opt-ins, course names, course layout, how to market it, all of those things. So first of all, Big Wine Country, I just want to say, hi, Isabel, that it's totally normal to feel fear around putting your first course out there or your first product out there. There is no, and I also just want to bust the myth here, there is no right way to do it. So people are, whoever invented online courses, whoever did that first, they did it their way. And then people have infinite numbers of ways to do it, whether it's sharing things in audio, sharing things live on Zoom or a webinar, sharing videos, sharing downloads, whatever. Okay, a mindfulness course helps people focus on their goals. I'm trying to get clear, narrowing down the focus. Great. So what sorts of people have you either worked with before or do you have in mind for this course? Because I really agree, a general mindfulness course, it may do well, but generally speaking, the more specific you can get, the better. So for example, I teach time and energy management strategies for female entrepreneurs. Now, do these same strategies, many of them apply to men, many of them would apply to a high school student, they would apply to teachers, they would apply across the board to people in corporate many times, but I don't teach time and energy management strategies for everybody, because if we are talking to everybody, we are talking to nobody. So Big Shot Wine Country, people who are feeling scattered in their life. So I want you to get even more specific. What kinds of people? Is this mindfulness for, because a lot of people feel scattered, right? So is this for, can you get even more specific here? And by the way, mindfulness for people who feel scattered is probably specific enough for your first go round. And then a lot of times we want to get all this information and get all this insight of like, I have to do it right the first time. But the truth is, you're not going to get the information you need except for by doing things. So you're going to get the clarity you need by doing the process, by actually putting things out there and not by sitting around thinking about it. There are things that we've done that there's no way I could have known what it was going to be unless I practiced. So for example, we released Origin, our membership at first for entrepreneurial moms. Bye, LV, come join us again. We released Origin for entrepreneurial moms, but over time, hi, Joanna, over time, what I realized is that we were actually speaking about time and energy management for female entrepreneurs. Now, these women, a lot of them are moms, but the truth is that I didn't talk about anything in Origin that was about parenting. So I knew that I wanted to refine the messaging even more, and I would never have been able to do that unless I had gotten started. So my response to you, Big Shot Wine Country, is to get your stuff out there because it's 11:11, because you're going to get the clarity from putting it out there versus from sitting around thinking about it. Yes, are there blueprints you can follow? Are there trainings out there like B School? Absolutely. And I recommend doing those things, but you just put the steps that you know how to do in place and try it and see how it goes, and then come back and refine and come back and refine. My one big tip though is that you want to put your stuff out there and oh good, I'm glad you're already in B School. That's excellent. So put your stuff out there, put your course out there or whatever product or offering you have. And then instead of reinventing it, like as entrepreneurs, we have this tendency to then go and like want to redo everything for the next time. And what I want to say to you is keep rinsing and repeating the things that are working. This is really the do less, have more way of running a business using the internet. Keep doing the things that are working and then refine over time the things that aren't working. So what we've done many times, for example, is we will do a promotion and we'll reuse some of the same emails, but I'll tweak them. So I'll change the subject line and I'll reread the emails and then I'll tweak them. But I don't go back to the drawing board and rewrite all new emails for every single promotion, because that would be a waste of time. Because if the emails worked before, they will work again. And for the people who already read those emails, A, they won't remember. B, if they're still on the list, they didn't buy last time, they didn't buy, so they need to see it again. Or C, if it doesn't apply to them, it doesn't apply to them, and a new email about the same program wouldn't apply to them anyway, so I'm not going to waste my time redoing everything. So you want to just look at your profit levers and look at, okay, what are the different parts of my promotion? What can I tweak to get better results? And what can I keep the same that already worked and just redo it? And reuse it. So Alex says she wants to redefine her relationship with social media. I love that. Yeah, so having strong boundaries for herself vis-a-vis the screen. Okay, so I love that, Alex, and I'm going to come back to it. Big Shot Wine Country is asking, this is so very helpful. What about copy and title? Hard to come up with a title if I shift it slightly when I tweak it. You can always change the tagline of your course. So if it's mindfulness for scattered people, or like mindfulness to get unscattered, or mindfulness to get focused, or whatever, then you can always tweak the copy and the positioning. We did that with Origin. So Origin is still Origin, and it was at the first couple times we launched it was Origin, and the tagline was reimagining motherhood and entrepreneurship. And then when we just launched it this last time, it's Origin, reclaim your time and energy. So it's a slight shift, and that was a tweak that we made. And that really works. So let's talk before I log off here about social media boundaries and phone boundaries with ourselves. I would love to hear from you. Because this is a question Alex asked, what is working for you around social media and phone boundaries? And just let me know. Hi, Glenda, great to see you. And I also am seeing some other questions here. I also want to let you all know, as we're talking about this, that you don't have to be on social media or the internet 24/7 to run an internet business. There are some ways to get the biggest bang for your buck without being constantly plugged in. And I do recommend that you go over to, if you are looking for resources, if you're looking for support, especially my support around your business and how to do less yet have more. Hi, Feel Good Within. Go over to katenorthrup.com/B-School, because that program, Mike and I are offering 8 weeks of support to really talk about how do we implement online business practices in a do less, have more kind of way, because not everybody runs their business that way. Some people run their business working every weekend and on the road all the time, and that's totally fine. But that's not the way we do it. So also over on Facebook, I'll just type into the comments where you can go find out about the support that we're offering. So Takesha already did. Takesha, you're amazing. Okay, so for the 8 weeks of B-School, if you, when you enroll with Mike and I, you'll be getting access to our private B-Schoolers Facebook group, which is much more intimate than the overall large B-School group. And Mike and I will be hosting live coaching, business Q&A hangouts every single week for the 8 weeks, so that we can really give you the 20% that's going to give you 80% of the results, because there is a lot of material in B-School and you're not going to be able to go through all of it and implement it within the 8 weeks that you first take the program. That's why you get lifetime access. And so you want to make sure that you are getting the insights you need of, okay, well, what are the few levers here that are going to get me the biggest result for the least amount of effort. You want to find the 20% that's going to get you 80% of the results. And so that's what going through B-School with Mike and I offers you, because we'll be sharing each week the 20% from that module and that week that's going to give you 80% of the results, with real live examples from our own business and also from the businesses of nearly 1,000 students who've gone through the program with us. Now, back to phone boundaries real quick before we wrap up. I'll just share a couple of phone boundaries that I have for myself. I don't bring my phone into my bedroom, and if I do, it's on airplane mode, and it's only because I have to set an alarm for an early flight. I have 2 young children, so I do not need to set an alarm because I have built-in alarm systems. They wake up anywhere between 4:30 a.m. and 6 a.m., so I don't need an alarm. In my own sweet words, I'm so glad that you are liking these lives. I'm happy you're here. Thank you. So phone boundaries, I don't bring my phone into my bedroom. I do have time limits set on my most addictive app, which honestly is Instagram. So when I go on, I set a timer for 10 minutes. Oh, Lizzie, great. She said she just started reading Money, a Love Story, and it cracked her open. I'm so glad. Thank you for reading it. It's powerful, powerful stuff in there. Hi, Dina. I did run a Less Phone, More Life challenge or experience. It's still available if you want to get it. It's over at lessphonemorelife.com. And it was 7 days of phone boundaries and just little, very quick, loving reminders of what those phone boundaries could do. I'm recommitting to them personally because right now we're just in a season of our life and our business that's kind of exhausting. And I notice, I don't know if you notice this in your life, when I'm more tired and when I'm more stressed, I find myself reaching for my phone more because it's a numbing behavior, because what I really need to do is sleep and de-stress, but then I'll reach for my phone. And so I'm noticing for myself needing to recommit to my phone boundaries and get really clear. Here's the truth. One of our B-Schoolers last year, Mary Bowen, said that she was able to spend way less time on social media because of what she learned in B-School. So that's surprising, right? You might think like, oh, if I'm going to take an online business course, it means that what I'm going to be told is I have to be on the internet all the time to grow my business. Not the case. Mary doubled her sales last year through implementing what she learned in B-School and was able to reduce the amount of time she was on social media. So I love that. I love that, love that, love that. So if you're wanting to know more about that, and especially more about timeless social media strategies that work, that is one of the bonuses that you get along with B-School this year. So again, just, setting those phone boundaries is so critical to our well-being and to our productivity, because being online all the time does not mean you are getting results. A lot of the time it's numbing behavior. Dina says, I looked at my phone first thing this morning and it totally messed with my morning. Just did an Insta post about it. So awesome to remind ourselves about the focus of good business practices. Yeah, and listen, your phone boundaries and your phone use, it will creep back in, right? Just like sugar, just like other behaviors. And so it doesn't mean you're bad if you are noticing that you're hooked to your phone again. It just means that you need to recommit, just like a meditation practice is a practice, just like exercising is a practice. Like you'll go through seasons of life where you're not exercising as much, and then you'll go through seasons of life where you're moving a lot, just exactly, Dina, just like any addiction. So if you want to recommit, just recommit today to setting really good boundaries and focusing only on the things that matter, and then know that the things that don't matter and the numbing behavior will creep back in. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that it's time to keep practicing. It means that you're human. So congratulations, you're human. And we all are, and we're all doing the best we can. So I'm going to wrap it up. And I just want to remind you that the doors to B-School are open until March 1st, which is next Friday at 7 p.m. Mike and I have some extra special support that's going to teach you the do less and have more way to implement B-School. So you can go over to katenorthrup.com/B-School to get that information. This was really fun. Thanks for everybody who participated. I will be back weekdays next week at 11 a.m. most days, except for I think Tuesday I have an appointment, so I'll be here another time. And if you do want to be in conversation about B-School and just our bonuses and what the program is and any information, you can just go ahead and search on Facebook, B-School Review with Kate Northrup and Mike Watts, and you can join that group for free. And we'll be in there too. Thanks, Big Shot. Big Shot. What is that? Big Shot in Wine Country. Oh, Big Shot in Wine Country. I was totally saying your name wrong. Anyway, thank you for being the guinea pig and for sharing about your course. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Congratulations. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. Have an awesome weekend. Bye. Oops, ending here.